Hey everyone, I am here with Mallory Tidwell from the Destin, Florida area, Fort Walton Beach, all kind of the same area, right?
Time at all. Yes.
I'm pretty excited about this interview. I've been watching. You've only been licensed for a couple months now, right?
Correct.
June.
June.
And,
Yeah,
we
almost
got
three.
yeah, so we've never met before. We got connected to you through a mutual friend and you got your license and you just been crushing it. You see a lot of new agents and even experienced agents, like they always have these questions. I can't get deals or I can't get leads or I can't get any listings or anything. But here, like within 3 months, how many listings or buyers have you worked with?
Buyers were probably about 8 to 10 at the moment. That several are done contracts, but others are just scoping and
Mhm.
studying and looking. And then first listing should be next week. So
Awesome, awesome. Have you had any closings in this first 3 months?
yes, two closings, third one set in 3 weeks. So I graduate soon.
That's it's huge. So you've been in the business for 3 months. You've already had two closings. You've got another one coming up, and then your pipeline seems like it's pretty full, especially for a new
Mhm.
agent on business that should materialize over the next 3 6 months or
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
they're real people. Seriously.
yeah,
Yeah.
real people, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be really exciting because getting your license is kind of daunting anyway. I mean, because they don't teach you anything about how to be an agent when you get your license.
Not at all.
And then you go to get your license and you realize like there's all this stuff you have no idea what to do.
Mm-mm.
So how was that experience like coming out of the gate and just not knowing what to do?
So I will so credit the mentorship program. I loved that about EXP because definitely realized after I passed my test that, well, that wasn't very much to learn. Like it was, but when you come to a practical standpoint, you don't feel like you have enough to even be ready to talk to your first person.
Mm-hmm.
So the mentorship with EXP drew me in to EXP for probably the majority of reasons because I could launch with someone and they could pal up with me and really guide me through so many things from contracts to negotiation. It's just massive amount of stuff that you just have no idea. And I'm still soaking up because I don't feel like I know near what I need to know, even now. Like it's just so much more to go. But having that mentor that just is able to answer the phone call and do Zooms and do like screen shares where they take you through each line of the contracts, and that's where the success is. I think that's just phenomenal.
Yeah, that one-on-one coaching is truly amazing.
Mhm.
So I don't know how it is over there, but I know in Texas when I got my license, there had been 100 brokers like calling me, sending me letters, emails. It was just crazy, and I wasn't expecting that. Was it similar over there?
Well, I got my license on Thursday, talked with Matt with EXP on Friday, and confirmed on Monday. So I didn't have a long time of like holding my license, waiting for people to just bombard me.
Uh-huh.
I did have someone from Keller, a recruiter from Keller Williams, that was really pulling and pushing and trying hard. It's fine. Um, but I spent about 2 days researching EXP versus others extensively. And by Monday, I was like, okay, this is the one I'm going for. So I'm sure you do get bombarded if you have like a 2 week span of just waiting and holding and thinking, but I was pretty quick.
Probably, and there are a lot of other great brands out there and great companies. So
Hmm.
what was maybe one or two of the deciding factors on EXP?
So there were several. I'm a mom of two little kiddos, ages 2 and 4. I thought when you first think about being a realtor, you think there's a brick and mortar that you're going to go into every day and you're going to have this office structure and environment. And when I heard first about EXP being more virtual, world centered, I was like, that I don't know that I like that. Like I like people, I like interacting, I want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But the more I kicked it around, realizing I want to do a lot more from home, obviously going and doing stuff with clients, but training from home. I didn't love going into a facility and sitting in a classroom, specific time scheduled and all that, where I have to work around childcare. And of course, with COVID over the summer, I didn't have childcare and yada, yada, yada. So that was a big thing that drew me into EXP is that I can train online to my heart's desire as much as I could ever cram. I can just sit with my computer and really learn. I liked the commission split and the cap. I felt like that was very competitive and better than some other comparisons to Keller or any other Coldwell and all those that have a little bit less of a commission split. I thought that was really great. If you're kicking 10 or 20% to your mentor as you're going through that mentee period, you're still coming out ahead, and your $16,000 cap is just very impressive. So those two things combined, home training, tons of training at the click of a button whenever I want to do it, not scheduled, not having to go in and check in. Because at one point, one of the brokers I had talked to mentioned something about like desk time, where you kind of are like a receptionist, I guess, to a degree when you first get licensed. And I was just like, I'm not feeling that. Like, I want to get going and hit the ground running. So this just lets you do it at your own pace, I feel like.
Yeah, and you alluded to a couple things that I didn't even. Whenever I was first introduced to EXP, it was it was in the virtual, which I thought was cool, and the 50-something hours of training that they do in the cloud, which again I thought was cool. And knowing that training is done by like the top 1% in the business that are active doing business today, that was cool. But I didn't realize the extra value add that has on families and agents that they may have unique schedules. So if you've got kids, younger kids, like it could be challenging. Or if you're part-time, like not everyone can just jump into real estate full-time. It's a very lucrative business, but there is a ramp-up period, and you may not have that ability, or just with whatever else is going on with life, like COVID, that flexibility becomes very, very valuable and very important. Because if otherwise, the alternative is you don't get trained.
Right.
And that's not good for anyone. It's not good for the broker or the agent.
No.
So now the mentorship program. So this is a program, it's the EXP Expand mentoring program. New agents that come on board, they get paired up with an experienced agent to essentially help them learn the ropes through their first few transactions, like your first 3 transactions. And it's a way to take brand new licensee, like not knowing anything and all the craziness, and to actually guide them through first few transactions and get them real world hands-on experience so they can feel confident moving forward. So you allude a little bit on that. How's that experience been?
So great. That's the success. That's been so just wonderful. I can't even put a price on that. So my mentor does weekly Zooms with several of her mentees. I think that's with or without COVID. I think that's just a way to kind of help those that are in different locations to collaborate and be able to talk and discuss and kick questions around and all that. So we do that every week. But beyond that, like my mentor will be so available to answer the phone, to really guide me through simple questions to big issues, and just teach me everything that I need to know as we're going through like hands-on training, because I do have contracts that I'm submitting, and I have buyers, and I have closings, and all these questions that you just have to have answers to. There's no way to just wing it. So phenomenal. I credit success to that, because without that, you're just limping along and hoping you can watch enough videos and somebody will talk to you, but that's not enough.
Yeah, or I mean, you could just fork out so much, like thousands of dollars in personal coaching outside, which I'm not going to say that's not valuable, but it's what I appreciate with EXP is like that's part of the value proposition that they give you. And for new agents, it's really, really helpful. And so I see some agents going, I'll talk to them and they'll be like, I'm just going to go flat fee, I'm going to save and this, that, and the other. I'm like, I mean, there's a point where like you're saving to the point where you're not making money either, because you don't know anything. Like you don't know what you don't know. Like sometimes it's hard to explain, but so you've had a very positive experience with your mentor, and that's helped you. Like, do you think you would have been able to get those first few transactions on the books?
I would have been a mess. No, I would have been a mess. It would have been very sloppy. There's no way to just casually go about it. I'm very black and white anyway, just in general as a person. And when you talk about contracts, like this is binding. This is someone's livelihood on paper. You can't mess up. Like this is a big deal. It's you don't realize the extent of realtor life when you don't act it, like when you're just noticing, oh, like realtors, like, oh, they do so great. Like, I'm sure they are smart, but you don't realize like the fine tuning that comes into the contracts and just the clarity that you have to have is
It's serious business.
It's very serious.
And
Yeah.
and even the state regulators, they take it seriously too if
Uh-huh.
you mess up. And no, my phone thought I said Siri. Siri.
Yeah.
All
It's a
right,
big deal.
so
Like you want to do it right.
you want to do it right. You want to fast track. Like the right person can figure it out, but how long is that going to take you? And how much is that going to cost you in lost opportunity and mistakes? So having someone to guide you and just fast track that path to success, like you can always like time, you can't get that back. And if you can fast track time to success, like that, it's priceless in my opinion.
Right.
So what's next for you? You got a few transactions. You're almost out of the mentorship program.
Yes.
Months in over the next 12 months. Well, what's it looking like?
So launching KV Core more and more. So just got through a lot of the fast starts, not fast start because that's the other program, but some of the KV Core training series. And super fascinating to see how the interactions are just automatic through KV Core. Like I get text messages that say, that provide responses from actual clients who have viewed a property and have sent me a message from something that was automatically sent out that I didn't know went out. And you've got dialogue that's starting. Crazy cool. I knew KV Core was going to be fascinating. But you have like local training that you have to pass, your like local Escambia County Association of Realtors. Like I had multiple things that I had to check off and get those trainings knocked out. And then I had the mentee program. You have to go through all those certain requirements. So I passed all that or finished all that so that I could really get into KV Core. So that's where I'm at the moment, is getting those campaigns figured out, understanding how KV Core works, because I know it's extremely extensive. I'm just barely touching what all it can do. But that's really what I want to have in motion as fully as it needs to be. Beyond that is just building my networking. So I'm a big talker. I talk to everyone. And I think that is going to expand the business. We're kind of new to the area. So that's, I wouldn't say it's a hurdle because this is home, but I was away for quite a few years. So coming back here less than 6 months ago, building those contacts locally. But we're also a vacation hub. So some of my buyers are clients that are looking for investment properties along the beach. That I can facilitate that pretty easily with old friendships. But as far as like locals that I can do listings and local transactions is where I'm ready to make that happen more. So I'm a door knocker, cold caller, done all that. And I'm just ready for it to just grow and see the effects of the efforts.
Yeah, you're a regular go-getter. So, and I think what you'll probably end up finding is I'm not sure how the seasonality works in the Destin market area, but as you're building that pipeline, especially coming in the spring, like you're probably going to really, really, really strong like Q2 and Q3 next year. That's going to be fascinating to watch. All right, so anyone wanting to reach out to you, whether to talk about buying or selling a house or EXP or just anything, how should they contact you?
So my phone number is 850-499-5883 and email is mallory.tidwell@exprealty.com.
All right. Thank you very much, Mallory. It's been a pleasure. It's really exciting to see like the fast growth and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen.
Thanks.
Thank you.